Welcome to Flash Tutorial Request 59. I'm calling it Sound 1. I've been asked to do some tutorials on sound. I don't use it a lot, but I decided to do one. I'm starting by opening a new FLA. I'm keeping ActionScript 3 and the default settings. Open the timeline up, and I'm calling this Sound, S-O-U-N-D 1. Now, Flash, if you read different articles on Flash, it says it has all these, accepts all these other formats. I don't think that's true. I know for sure MP3s, because that's what I use, and a lot of the sites say the WAV, the WAV, but the WAV is very, very long, takes up a lot of memory, so I suggest, if you got the opportunity, just use MP3s. And Flash, under Window, right here, Window, has this common library, and in it are sounds. So if you just click on one, for example, any one, you can see what the wave looks like, the shape of it, and click on that, and it plays it for you. Now, let's find one that I want to use. The one I want to use for this demonstration is way down here. There's all kinds of them here. You can play with them. It's in the technology section, and it's called a pinball. That's the one here, I think. Yeah, and here I test it. Yep. Now, make sure you have a frame selected, and just click on it and drag it onto the stage. And as soon as you do that, two things happen. You'll see this little line appearing here telling me there's been something put in this frame, and if you open your library, there it is there. So two things happen. Now, I'm guessing by the sounds of that's close to 100 pixels long, or 100 frames, I'm guessing. So I'm going up around 85 and inserting a keyframe. It's even further than that, because that means there's still some more of that sound. So I'm going to go up to about 110. Insert, well, actually I'm going to click on it, turns blue, get that fuzzy square, and drag it up to 110. There. So there's where it stops, right there. So I'm clicking on it, dragging it back, and highlighting these and removing these frames. So make sure you have at least a couple frames here where there's no sound. And I've hit my enter button. It plays that. So now if I went Control Test Movie Test, it will naturally, and it will play it over and over. It will not stop. So let's see if we can stop it. Lock that sound layer, insert a layer, call it tween, a T-W-E-E-N. We're going to do a tween. Select frame 1, making my stage about 50% so I can pretty well see most of it. I'm going to make a ball here, pick up my rectangle tool, holding my shift down, making a ball. I'm highlighting it, up to modify, converting it to a symbol. Make sure movie clip is selected and call it capital BALL_MC. Copy that. Click OK. Open the properties panel. There's the ball movie clip, and in here paste it in. We're going to write code, so we need to have a name. And because we're going to do a classic tween, I think we have to have a symbol. So now let's go up to here where this first bunch of sound, it ends right there around frame 20. Insert a keyframe. Click on the ball down here and drag it to there. Right click inside of here anywhere, classic tween. Okay, I want to set here while there's no sound. Insert a keyframe. I'm going to go here, insert a keyframe, and move it down to here. And then where there's no, the sound is there, but there's not anything happening, make this one a keyframe, insert a keyframe, and take the ball back to approximately where it came from. So let's test that now. Then the ball sound stops, and this return starts again. It does it over and over. So now let's do some stopping. Let's lock them layers. Let's go up here and let's put a stop in. ActionScript, AS. Let's select this first frame and let's put a stop here. S-T-O-P, open close bracket, semicolon. So now I got a stop right in here. Control test movie test. Now notice the sound ran once. The tween didn't go at all. Let's do that again. Control test movie test. Tween stopped again. But the sound went once. That's strange, but that's the way it is. Let's open this action panel, and I'm just going to right click, copy it, and I'm going to put 2 forward slashes in front of it. So that's not being used anymore. I'm going to take this ActionScript up to this frame here where my ball is sitting here, insert a blank keyframe, open the Actions panel, and paste it in. I got my stop there. So now what's going to happen is when I tell it to play, remember there's nothing here, so that stop's not working. So when I test it, it'll move the ball right across to here. Because the frame hit stops here, the ball will stop moving, but the sound will continue to go through. We cannot stop the sound. The ball stops, but the sound keeps going. And it does it once. So let's do this. Let's copy this. Put 2 forward slashes here so it's not used. Let's go to the very end. Let's make that a tween while we're at it. May as well make that a tween. Insert a keyframe. Open the Actions panel. Paste in the stop. Now, the stop is not till the end, so we're going to get a full run of the tween. Control test movie test. And the sound only plays once. Alright, I'm on that last frame here where the ActionScript is. 2 forward slashes. Back to the timeline. Let's go back to frame 1 for a minute. My ActionScript there. Get rid of those 2 forward slashes, so we stop here and type in this code. Type. It says pin_BTN. We're going to make a button called pin as in pinball, period. Add event listener, small a, capital E, capital L, that turns blue. Open bracket, mouse event, capital M, capital E, that turns blue, period. These are all capitals. C-L-I-C-K turns blue, comma. And I'm calling this pin sound. Capital P, capital S. Close bracket, semicolon. Function turns purple. Copy pin sound, paste it in here. Open bracket, event, small E-V-E-N-T, colon. Copy this mouse event, paste it in here. Close bracket, colon, void. Void turns the same color as function. There's an open curly bracket. You're going to type go to end stop, small g, small t, capital A, capital S. While you're doing that, this second closed curly bracket probably comes up. Open bracket, and this should be 21, close bracket, semicolon. There's the closed curly bracket, and we actually want to play. So what happens is, when we first start it, the sound is going to play even though we have a stop in this frame. The sound will play completely through. And then when we click this, the tween will jump to here and go all the way to the end. The ball will come back, then the sound will play again. Very, very strange. So watch this. All the way through. We click this. The ball moves by itself. Back to frame, the sound plays again. So that's quite strange. That's how it works. So now let's lock all the layers. Let's click on this frame 1, get that fuzzy square and drag that up to frame 21. Now let's see what happens. When we tell it to start, it will say stop because there's a stop in that action panel. The ball will stay here. The ball will not move because the frame is stopped. The sound will not start this time. Now we can say by the click of a button to jump to this frame. So for the first time we're clicking a button to tell the sound when to start. Let's see if that works. Nothing happens. I click this, the ball will jump to here and the sound will play. And because we're going back to frame 1, we can click it. It only plays once. Each time we click and when the ball comes back to here, it stops back at frame 1. So the sound only plays once for each time we click the button. Now the last thing I want to do for this video is to show you how to import your own MP3s. So we don't have to select the frame yet. So File, Import, and we're going to import it to the library. And it's going to open my browser. It takes a while to do this. Prepare to import. And I have this song called Alpha, and now if I look in the library, there it is, and it's a sound just like that one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this first frame right here of this sound that's already here. This is that pinball one. Right click, clear keyframe, and that takes that entire song out of there. Right click, insert a new keyframe, and now I want to put my new song right there. Open the library panel, drag my Alpha song on here. Oops, I got to unlock the layer, select that frame, open the library, and drag my Alpha in here. And there it is there. And let's just test that and show you that that works. Click the button. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So that works equally well. There's going to be a follow-up naturally where we'll be able to code the songs that are not in our library, which is a good thing, because if we stick something in our library, it makes our Swift files very large. So in the next follow-up video will be Flash Tutorial Request 60 Sound 2. We'll show you how to address those files that are not part of the library. I hope you learned something from this tutorial, and I hope you use what you learn.